What's up, everybody? Well, tonight's going to be pretty much one of the most requested videos for at least the i6 Trailblazer non-voice, and it's removing the upstream oxygen sensor. Whether you're removing the sensor to replace it or removing the sensor to do a back pressure test on the exhaust, it seems to be giving people a lot of shit, you know what I mean? So right here I have my 03 with the original sensor in it. She's got about 190,000 miles or so on it, give or take. And we're going to try to get this thing out. Based on feedback from other members of the forum, it seems that the problems that come from changing this O2 sensor are either using the wrong tool or not getting the engine hot enough, or, you know, things like that. And just the tool alone can make or break getting that thing out of there. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so you see that guy right there? That's the upstream oxygen sensor. Well, I guess I'm going to try to soak this thing in blaster. That sucked. Now, I went through the GM service information earlier today, and it actually had a tip in there that said, don't try to take the sensor out under 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're at a brisk 45 degrees. So obviously we've got to get some temperature up on this thing before we even try to take it out. So I got it soaked in PB, recommended to get this thing hot, you know what I'm saying? And the best way to do that is just to use the truck. Now, just to make my life a little bit easier, I'm gonna get this tube up out of the way here. Don't tell me I gotta take this whole freaking air box off. I'm definitely gonna leave this connected because I may very well have to start up the motor again and get it hot again. So keep him connected, just keep him up out of the way where he won't get in any trouble. Before I start unscrewing this sensor, I'm gonna unplug it from this connector. Insert special tool J920. I hope you saw that. So as you can probably tell, the O2 sensor itself is held in by one of those freaking Christmas tree fasteners. So if I have to get this motor hot again, I'm going to plug this back in. This right here is my O2 sensor socket of choice. Probably throw up a link in the description. Put my 3/8 ratchet on that guy. Let's see how it goes. You've got to be shitting me. You have got to be shitting me. Got my welding glove. Cause she be a little toasty, yo. I gotta admit, I'm pretty fucking disappointed right now. God damn it. I'm just kidding. Here I was ready to go show some other O2 sensor tools and other things that may have to be used to get that fucker out, and it just popped right out on me. That's, oh my god. What some people have done before is to just cut these wires off. Cut these wires right here, and that way they can get a traditional 7/8 6-point socket, you know, on top of the O2 and get her off. The problem with this one, this thing's a little bit fat right here, so getting it around heat shields and shit like that, not gonna happen. It didn't even fit on my Trailblazer, so. Now usually I would just say, well, fuck that motherfucker, but that is actually a pretty good O2 sensor tool. So yeah, I was gonna do a whole bunch of stuff. We were gonna throw some MAP gas on it. Well, that kind of sucked. It was actually not supposed to go this smooth, so I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do now. That sucks. That was the whole reason for me doing this tonight. I came back to the shop, gave myself plenty of time to get this done because I was expecting a major ordeal, and it just popped right out. Well, I guess if there's one good thing to come of this, it's I followed what I've posted many times. hit it with some PB Blaster, use the engine to get the sensor super hot, use a good O2 sensor socket, and you shouldn't have any problems. And I got to admit again, how the fuck did this happen? So what we can learn from this is hit it with PB, and if you can run your engine for 10 minutes and 30 seconds, give or take, it'll be up over 180 degrees, and with a good, I'm saying this ratchet that I used isn't nothing crazy big or anything. I mean, it's, I don't know, not too much bigger than a cup of coffee. That's all it took, and she just popped right out. Can you believe that shit? Actually, this truck has 184,000 miles on it, not 190, so I did the math wrong somewhere. At least it's not as bad as freaking counting the days till Christmas backwards on your fingers. I mean, fuck. That is... Well, the plan was to wrestle that motherfucker and to finally get it out and then chase the threads, because I have a thread chasing tool, and do all that crap. And while I'm here, just do a exhaust back pressure test, which I guess I'm going to go ahead and do right now. And then we'll come back to this and I'll put the sensor in. So this is our new upstream O2 sensor. It already comes with a little bit of never sees on the threads. So nothing fancy here. Whoops. So we just, believe it or not, there's a torque spec on this thing. It's 30 foot-pounds. See, it came with a little Christmas tree fastener. And then just pop that turd back in there. And that's it. So I'm gonna wrestle this freaking tube back in here. What the hell is this thing hanging up on? Oh yeah, huh? How you like me now? Dick, I'm taking you off. Man, this is too much work for a fucking air filter box. If only I had some kind of motivation to do this. Holy shit, my sensei. I still have this fucking picture? I can do it, sensei. Yes, fuck yeah. Thank you, sensei. So, sensei, what you been up to lately? Yeah? Did you have a good New Year's? My New Year's was pretty good. I didn't do shit. You see, sensei, when you get to be my age, staying up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't work anymore. There you have it, upstream O2 sensor replacement on the i6 engine for the Trailblazer, Envoy, 97X, Rainier, Bravada, Ascender, all that good stuff. Again, I really wish that this thing was a lot harder to get out, so you can actually see what I would do in that case. Really, in a shop environment for stuck O2 sensors, I found map gas just does not get the shit hot enough, and I usually go for the oxyacetylene torch. That's not really do it yourself, but at least it would be cool to show you guys doing that to get a stuck one out. And I don't want to go and pretend mine's stuck and say how easy it is, look, check this out, because that's just some fake shit, you know what I mean? If you live in southern Delaware and you have a stuck upstream O2 sensor in your i6 engine, hit me up, mayo3lt@gmail.com. If I do get one that's stuck, there probably will be another video for Trailblazer stuck oxygen sensor. I'll be more than happy to show you how to get it out, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm probably going to have to come back tomorrow and comment on any changes that we saw on the data So I would say subscribe to my shit. Thanks for watching right now and everything. But since I got to come back, I won't say that right now. So pretend I didn't just say that. Now, just replacing the sensor would be kind of boring. Not just to actually do, but then to go back and watch myself do it again. I mean, that's totally boring. So I want to make things a little bit interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this thing from a cold start, and I'm going to monitor some engine parameters, and I'm going to record it. I'm going to replace the sensor tonight, hopefully, if it all comes out and goes back together good. Let this thing cool down overnight. Believe me, it will. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to film it again and just see if anything changed. So that's what we're going to do. Runtime, loop status, short term, and our upstream and downstream O2 sensor voltages. So let the games begin.
So I just went through the footage last night. I actually replaced the sensor in this thing like 2 weeks ago, and last night was the first time I saw the data before and after. And as you can tell, nothing really changed. Maybe a few more, what, milliamps through the O2 heater, if that. So nothing really changed. That is in no way, shape, or form any kind of an O2 test or actually anything. It was more for me just to see if anything changed, you know? I went through that data just to have evidence of stuff changing, because there are some claims that replacing the upstream O2 sensor will give you better gas mileage. And these are claims from some people on the forums that I look up to, you know what I mean? I mean, when regular people that you kind of know online, you know, make a claim like that, it's a lot different than some, you know, fast and easy YouTube channel or just some anonymous fucking nobody. I mean, these are from people that know their stuff, you know? Now in my truck, the O2 got changed, but something else is getting changed in this thing too. It's gonna have a little bit more weight to her. As far as my truck, I don't know if fuel mileage will change, because if there is a small gain, I might lose that because of the additional weight in the back. So that wraps it up for the upstream O2 sensor removal. Like I said, I wasn't planning on it being that fast and easy, but it was, even though I won't label it like that. And like I said, if I get one in here that maybe it gave somebody a hard time and we got to go through other means to get that thing out, I'll be more than happy to show it to you. So coming up next is actually another part of this video, which is doing the back pressure test of the exhaust. So that's what's coming up next. Thanks for watching, like, share, subscribe, all that, and yeah.